Hey guys, what's up? I am doing what's my, the quest for more gold. I'm doing that thing. Forget exactly what it's called, but I'm doing that on master difficulty. All I did was, since we're also in item use, I decided to just go ahead and pop a bunch of boosts, and it is fun to say the least. Doing a lot of damage, and this really isn't that difficult. So, I mean, it says that you need like 19,000 rating, but in all honesty, you really don't need that much. I mean, it's good. I mean, I did it whenever I didn't have very many high skilled champions to take on the last gold realm that we had. So, but here I am just going through here. Just to have a little bit of gameplay. I'm really excited for a lot of what's going to be coming. I mean, look at this. I don't have to even use my special abilities against like anyone so far. But I'm really excited about the next event that's coming up with Carnage and Punisher going to be available. Uh, Super excited about that, and I also am really happy that they have this gold realm at the moment, because for players that just don't have enough time to play the way that like Seaton and other people do, just because they, I'm not saying they don't have a life or anything, not by any means, but because maybe this pays for whatever they're doing, and that's great for them. But for a lot of guys that are casual players and everything, events like this really help people to stay in the game and not be all like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough gold, I can't rank my champions up, I don't have enough means to keep up with all of these events like the cosmic and science advancement and all that stuff. The lack of gold is a little bit of a problem. One thing that I think would be really great is if after you reach like max level with the experience boosts, instead of getting experience boosts, you get like gold boosts or battle chip boosts or whatever. That way you can just gain more resources for a period of time. And I just think that that would be something that Kabam could look into. Instead of having to have just these events, you could have boosts that allow you to get more materials. I think that that would be a step in the right direction. Just because from gaming standpoint, you want to make it to where the grind isn't as bad as it could be. And for a lot of players that, I mean, I've addressed this before, where you get into an awkward point in this game where you don't have the ability to get the resources you need, but the resources that you can get are too easy and are just time consuming. Like, for instance, people are able to just get those T3 cats and get their T2 cats for their lower players, but it doesn't help them progress in the game like at all. It raises their PI, and that's about it. But it doesn't help you to, say, progress towards having that good set of 4 stars that helps you to get some more 5-star shards that gets you towards your next 5-star, potentially duping 5 stars. Like I see a lot of players doing nowadays, but there's a huge gap in the player base where, like, it took me a while. I had to play with some really experienced players that my friends are in, and they helped me progress quite a bit in a really short amount of time, and so I was really appreciative of that for them. And these guys are really supportive in this alliance that I'm in at the moment. They have a lot of people that aren't super high experienced and everything like that, and then they also have some extremely good players. I mean, like, we've got some 400,000 rated players, and man, they're just phenomenal in my book. I mean, they go into things like Alliance War and Alliance Quest, and they just own. And there's a it's I mean that's a good type of group to be with, because they can pick up the slack, and they don't have to. I'm not gonna say they don't have to put effort into it, because the guys that I'm with, they that you can see that they put effort into it, and that they really work with everyone, and they help them all out. But that helps the lower player base that I'm talking about kind of fill in that gap, to where they don't have to struggle so much to get the amount of gold and the amount of resources that they have. So that's good. But yeah, no, I definitely do like these events. And as you can see here, I'm using some different uh, champs than I have been in my other videos. Whenever I was fighting, I should have recorded my alliance quest. Whenever I was taking on Dormammu, there were a couple times where I had some lag. There was one where I just made a real stupid mistake while using magic. I charged in like an idiot, and then he punched me in the face, and one combo and you're done. So I mean, there's definitely things you gotta watch out for. Like, see, that one was actually not smart on my part. I could have easily taken quite a bit of damage right there. So, anyway, but yeah, no, the way that I've been approaching Dormammu and the different bosses in this Alliance quest so far has, for me, it's all about power control. If you've got people that can constantly do power drain, like for instance a really strong Psylocke, or um, sometimes Rogue can be really good with it if you're able to like steal a power gains and then constantly get her up to that level 2, um, then you might be able to accomplish that as well. Um, but I think for the most part, someone like Hawkeye, who also does bleed damage, or Magic, or just someone like that that can keep power, uh, control it really well. Magic's my go-to because, I mean, she has a power lock for a long time. It does a lot of damage and it power steals, so she gets back to it really, really quickly. And I mean, I know you can use boosts for other people um, to kind of get them back up there, but yeah, she's a really strong character. I don't even have her duped as my 5-star, and I just use my 5-star because she does more damage. I basically bring her, Hawkeye, and Vision is who I've been bringing in there. I bring Vision for the anti-bleed and anti-poison path, but sometimes the guys in this alliance, they're on here when I'm not, so I'll hop back on after going to sleep, and then we're like 60% further than where we were. So, I mean, there's a little bit of an issue there. I mean, like, I pick the characters for those, and then I don't get to even use them for that purpose. But yeah, you definitely want a poison or a bleed immune champ. One good bleed immune champ would be someone like Ghost Rider. I mean, you have Groot, but he's not really an attacker. I don't know if someone thinks otherwise. I'd very much like to hear it and see how you play Groot to make him an attacker. But I've used him, and everything is just so slow whenever you use Groot. I love Groot. I mean, I love his character. I love the story of Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics. One of those people who actually knew about them before the movies came out, so a little bit of geeked out happiness in me whenever those movies came out. Okay, I gotta be careful here. Wait, I don't even know if they have a third special ability unlocked. Maybe I'll test it out here. Not really care if I mean he could just keep doing that and I can be safe the entire time. So that's cool too. But yeah, I mean, just me and my friends, we knew a lot about comics and whatnot. I'm not gonna like profess to have most of the Marvel universe in my head, um, but I mean, like I had lots of info about like Spider-Man and Moon Knight and um, not so much like Iron Man or Thor. I didn't really read in a lot of that. But I did like things like Silver Surfer, Guardians of the Galaxy. I've read a few Black Panther and a few DC comics like Aquaman and some graphic novels of Batman. I didn't read much Superman because it's not it's not that I don't like Superman. It's just he's changed so much over time to where he's just a little too ridiculous. Um, it's just it's like whatever weakness they had for him. Oh yeah, he no longer is weak to that anymore. He's just omnipotent and bow before Superman. So I really didn't like that. That's why I really like characters like Spider-Man because they have a lot of things that they have to overcome, and a lot of them involve internal issues and whatnot. So uh, that's something that I relate to, and that's why I've just always had him as my favorite. Plus, he always seems to be. I mean, he has to juggle a lot of things with his personal life, making other people happy in that, and then at the same time, trying to juggle his priorities as to what's right and what's wrong and all that. And even in like the Civil War uh, novels, I mean, he was sort of like a back and forth. I can see both sides of the story, and then he's kind of like, well, you guys are both being idiots, and you need to learn how to work with each other. So he's sort of like a bit of a moral compass, and a lot of the let's see what's going on here. Okay, but yeah, sort of a moral compass within a lot of the Marvel universe, and yeah, he aspires to contribute more, and he tries, and a lot of times he gets rejected for either his youth or whatever, but you know he tries and he puts forth a lot of the effort, even if he's not the strongest superhero or anything like that. Even though, technically, if you follow some numbers of some people that have posted vids on YouTube about how strong is the uh, MCU Spider-Man right now, he puts out some pretty dang good numbers. But that's besides the point. Oh, nope, did not mean to attack. Okay, so they... And I was blocking. I was hoping for some crits there. But anyway, yeah, I think it's Tyler from Imaginary... I mean, his channel is Imaginary Axis. A little bit of a shout out to him. I like his vids because he puts some thought-provoking stuff in there and whatnot, and some of it's comical. I mean, he's a little bit of a dry type personality. I mean, not all people are down with it, but he seems like a really cool guy. He knows his stuff, and he uses a lot of reference material to talk about how strong Spider-Man really is and everything, and some of his greatest feats. So you should take a look at that video and just give it a like and all that stuff. He's a really cool guy. But anyway, just wanted to get some gameplay in, talk about a couple things as far as where Contest of Champions is going, and some other stuff, just some rambling. But anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you this time, and I'll see you all later. Feel free to like, subscribe, and all that stuff.